Blizzard has truly fumbled the bag with Orisa. Now, I can't read your mind, but when I think of a centaur robot, the first thing that comes to my mind is an extremely attractive muscle horse mommy cyborg warrior. I think of the pinnacle of mythic warrior creatures combining with the pinnacle of technology to create a character that dives headfirst into the battlefield, quite literally running through opponents. And sad to say, that is just not the character that we have in Overwatch. So in this video, just like a mid-sized puntable dog that wants to be a wolf, we are going to turn Orisa into the character she always should have been. We're going to use a build that absolutely runs over the competition, with powers you have never seen before. And with good game sense and cooldown management, this build will make you the most unstoppable force. So without further ado, buckle up, Buttercup, grab a snack, subscribe, and let's bounce on it crazy style.
Round 1.
Okay, for our round 1 power, your mom actually picked this one last night as well. We are going to go with Ride With Me. While Fortify is active, grant allies in line of sight 30% move speed, 30, and overhealth equal to 10% of your max life. My subscribers know that movement speed is genuinely the most overpowered upgrade you can get in Stadium, and I don't know why nobody picks this power. Ride With Me alone turns Orisa from, oh crap, I'm about to die, maybe I should take some damage mitigation, to I'm gonna run you down, I'm going to send you back into the lobby in front of your wife and kids, and there is nothing you can do about it. Genuinely one of the biggest sleeper perks in Stadium. I cannot understate how awesome this power is. But that's enough gooning over movement speed. And for your greens, you're gonna pick Compensator for that weapon damage, Power Playbook for that javelin burst, and Heartbeat Sensor to stack additional movement speed. Your playstyle, aggressive. In the early game, you might have the same damage as the enemy Orisa, but if they're running a survivability build, I expect you to get twice the kills. Your early game cooldown rotation is going to be to Fortify in, Javelin for the finish, and Javelin Spin to disengage. And pro tip, the overhealth that allies get from Ride With Me does not activate in the spawn room. Unlike Junker Queen's Shout, you should activate Ride With Me once your team has just exited the spawn room in order to give them that overhealth and movement speed bonus at the beginning of every round.
Round 2.
For your round 2 power, you're gonna go with Scorched Earth. And before you complain about another YouTuber using a burn build, I'm gonna tell you right now, you have been using burn the wrong way this whole time. You see, with our movement speed, you are going to be invincible, get in, get a pick, and disengage. With Scorched Earth, we don't use it for the damage alone, but instead we use it to bait cooldowns. Are you tired of Zarya bubbles? Burn them. Kiri Cleanse? Burn them. Brig Inspire? Burn them. You see, when I first saw Scorched Earth, I thought it had way too many counters, but after using a movement build, I realized that all those counters, everything that goes against the Orisa burn, we can pull out of the enemy just by overheating our weapon, taking away abilities like Cleanse and Bubbles. For simply being the GOAT and dealing damage is one of the most effective ways to take space and gives your team the ability to use their cooldowns that have a much higher impact in the game than silly old overheat burn. When you engage with your Fortify, you are going to be met with resistance. Don't do everything you can to get a Scorched Earth proc. Be patient, because if you can't get a kill your first time around, I can almost guarantee you are going to cycle your cooldowns faster than the enemy can theirs. If you're in comp, your first blues you're gonna buy are movement speed perks. Aftermarket Firing Pin and Iron Eyes are my 2 defaults. Combine that with Heartbeat Sensor, you're at 15% movement speed, and you will be able to dive in and out with precision. Your mid to late game blues, you're gonna spec purely into damage. Be sure to have Talon Modification Module, Icy Coolant, and Electrolytes.
Final round.
Your round 3 power, finally, is going to be Spinstem Update. Javelin Spin now deflects projectiles and grants 20% of the damage dealt from deflecting as ultimate charge. At first, all 3 of these powers together might feel random, but realize that all 3 of these synergize with the cooldowns that we've been rotating all game. Additionally, Spinstem Update now upgrades the damage on your javelin spin without directly scaling your ability power, which is massive. With this third power, now you have the option to pursue an enemy with your spin, rather than disengage with it. Plus, when you buy it late game, it is no longer a gimmick and it will catch everybody off guard. Especially when your opponents have 3 to 4 rounds of just mindlessly shooting your spin to get the extra heal, the extra damage, to maximize their value. That now gets punished. And you might have guessed it, as we are running a damage build, your late game purples are going to be Eye of the Spider, the Closer, and lastly, Vanadium Injection. Now you can call me a bad Stadium player, but I don't know how to use Orisa's ult. I suck at it. And while running a weapon build, we are just not going to get the value, the damage output, or the kill potential by using our ult. Plus, all those cooldowns that we were trying so hard to bait and get rid of, I always end up finding 1 or 3 of them to make my damage null and void. This build has something for everybody, and has got to be one of the most versatile Orisa builds I've seen on Stadium. I hate Orisa because she is a brain-dead character, and most players find themselves lacking in the late game due to a severe deficit in damage. I've never understood why you would log into a game of Stadium and pick only survivability items just to get run down every time. If you're an Orisa player, you have to play this build. And if you're looking for a new, fun, refreshing way to play Stadium, my god, this is the chance to play a character the way she's never been played before. I hope you enjoyed the video today, taking a tank from mediocrity to excellence. Going from the Chihuahua to the leader of the wolf pack, this build indeed does bounce on it crazy style. So without further ado, remember, love yourself, do something nice for someone else, give your mom a hug, stay hydrated, and until we bounce on it crazy style again, I will see you on the next one. Toodles!